Hello and welcome to Steve's Media. This is episode number 11. Again, a long time since I've done a video. I haven't really been doing much in the way of hunting for personal reasons. Been busy with work. Plus, just 2 months ago I became an uncle. Little sister gave birth to a girl. So that's been keeping me occupied. Well, I have been making some pickups in recent days, so before I get back on to the videos, I'm going to start with what came in just this morning. The comic book pickup. Basically, this eBay store, we're doing a 40% off sale. I'll just give you the link to it. It's Comic Biz. They've been running a sale since midnight on Friday. That's midnight Friday here in the UK, where thousands of items reduced down, and if you buy 5 or more, you get an extra 10% off. So I was browsing on there, and there were a couple of comics I was interested in, mainly from a series I've been collecting. It's based on one of my favourite shows when I was younger, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I've been a bit behind on the series, but I've seen that these were on the sale for dirt cheap. I actually have the invoice right here. Now the first 2 issues I picked up both cost me £1.65, which is a hell of a big difference from what the standard price is. It's around £2.80, something like that. I do have the first 3 issues of this, so this is just to catch me up, and that is issue 4. Just bring it in closer. Issue 4, there you can see all the Rangers with what looks like a dinosaur of some sort, or a monster of some sort. So yeah, that's issue 4, and I also picked up issue number 5, which looks like Rita Repulsa's turned the Black Ranger, and this is a fantastic little comic book series. It's basically, the story is a new take on the aftermath of the infamous Green with Evil saga, only it's more modern, set in a modern day Angel Grove, so they have all the modern technology compared to the early 90s. Basically, some trust issues with Zach and Jason towards Tommy, who's still seeing Rita in his head. It's a really good storyline. A lot of twists so far, so I'm looking forward to checking issues 4 and 5. And I also picked up, as they were on cheap deal, the first 2 issues of the Power Rangers Pink spin-off. There's issue 1 with some gorgeous artwork, and there's issue 2, which is really good art design of the Pink Ranger Morphin. I have flicked through issue 1 before when I'd seen it in the comic book shops. It's basically a new story set around the time of Kimberly the Pink Ranger's departure in the show during season 3. But again, it's more modernised. Basically, something happens and she gets back in touch with Zordon and Alpha, and she's not completely in full Pink Ranger costume because the powers are being transferred over. But it's a update of her Pink Ranger costume as she starts some morphing energy from transferring the coin. So really interested to beat the first 2 issues fully. I think issue 3 is due out at some point in September, so I'll be looking out for that one. It's certainly issue 6 rather, of the main Mighty Morphin story is out today, so I will be picking that up either at the end of the week or early next week. So yeah, in total for the 4 issues I only paid a little under £7, which was an absolute steal of a deal. They do have plenty of other comics on sale for very cheap prices. I just noticed today they had all the variant covers for the first issue of the Flintstones reboot, so I'll be possibly picking up issue 1 of that particular series. So again, if you're interested, check out Comic Biz Store on eBay. Sale running on right now, 40% off most issues, additional 10% off if you like 5 or more. Apologies about that. Door interruptions, people trying to sell something. Anyway, so that is the comic book pickups. And now onto the physical media. I have quite a few DVDs to show you. First up is a film I've always wanted to own, and when I seen this in Poundland, this particular edition, I jumped at the chance to buy it, and that is Apocalypse Now Redux. This is the extended cut of the film with the extra 49 minutes. It's a all-star cast. You've got the late great Marlon Brando, Robert Duvall, Martin Sheen, Lawrence Fishburne, Dennis Hopper, and Harrison Ford. It's basically, if you know the story, it's a war film. I think it's a war film, but it's one of those iconic films that are always on the must-see lists. So had to jump on it for that price. Looking forward to checking that one out. These next 2 titles are the first of the 2. For the price I've seen this for, this was second hand, this is from Cash Converters. At the price of seeing it, I could not pass this up. This cost me just 40 pence. I am anking 40 pence. And that is Prometheus. This being the what is seen as the prequel to the Alien films. Again, stacked cast. You've got Noomi Rapace from the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo films, Michael Fassbender from X-Men, Guy Pearce, Idris Elba, great British actor, and Charlize Theron. And as I said, it's produced and directed by Ridley Scott, who was the director of Alien, and it's essentially a prequel to that series. So could not pass up 40p, and now I have all the Alien saga in my collection, and I will be checking them out this Halloween season. And the other title I picked up, again 40p. This is one from Jim Henson, of course, the legendary creator of the Muppets, and this is one of his late works. This from 1982. This is a film I've always wanted to check out, never actually got around to whenever it's been on TV or been released previously, but I come past this up. That is The Dark Crystal, and it's basically a fantasy film, and if you know Jim Henson's work, you know how great the puppetry is. Features puppet work by Frank Oz, of course, the voice of Master Yoda in the Star Wars films. So definitely looking forward to finally checking this out for the first time. And the next title I picked up from CX, one of my favourite stores to look at cheap films in. And this one, it's a little bit early to pick up as it was still at the back end of summer. But this is a film I've always wanted to see. I've been wanting to get this in my collection for the Christmas season for a long time to come, and that is the classic film A Christmas Story. It's basically about a kid called Ralphie who wants one thing and one thing only for Christmas, and that is a air rifle. And it's basically a heartwarming comedy drama story that's beloved by millions and is on many people's Christmas watch list. So this will be going on mine. And the final three titles I'm going to show you will all have a sad backstory to it. Basically, there's this department store here in the UK called British Home Stores, which sadly last week went out of business due to some financial problems related to a botched takeover. And I walked by my local store here in Liverpool city centre on what was their final day of trading, and I walked in there. There was literally nothing left in store, just a few rails of clothes. I walked to the back of the store and to their media section, and their shelves of DVDs were filled with rentals, but rentals in the in almost CD stroke Nintendo DS style casings, and they were basically running a offer on them, 50p each or 3 for £1. So I looked through everything they had on the shelves. They had Blu-rays and DVDs. Most of the films they had I wasn't interested in. The ones that I was scratched to hell. I only managed to find 3 titles that I was remotely interested in that were in good condition. So I picked them up. And the first title I picked up was San Andreas. This being the action film that starred The Rock, and I'm a huge fan of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, going back to his wrestling days. The disc is in near perfect condition. There's a slight dent in the top of the disc, but it shouldn't cause me any playback issues. So definitely looking forward to that. The second one is one to go on my horror watch list, and that is the Final Girls. Basically, from what I can remember reading about this film, it's basically a bunch of actresses who are the perceived final girls in horror films, as basically a story about them. So that's another one that's going on my horror watch list for the summer. But the last film I picked out, this was the one I was looking forward to seeing the most. The disc has a slightly smudged, but other than that, it's in perfect condition, and that is Mad Max Fury Road. And if you don't know what Mad Max Fury Road is, where have you been the last year or so? This is basically the reboot stroke sequel to the Mel Gibson Mad Max trilogy, starring Tom Hardy from Dark Knight Rises. And Hardy is essentially the new Max. It's a continuation from Beyond Thunderdome, and is many people's favourite film from the last year. I'm going to wait until I get the original trilogy before I watch all the films back to back, but as soon as I seen the disc condition, it was an instant pick up. So that is it for my collection update, a split collection update. I will try and edit this so it all gels as one video. So that is it from me to you for now. I will be doing another hunt possibly Friday, more likely Monday. I'm going to go out for the day, do a bit of hunting as I have some free time. So if that happens, there will be another video forthcoming. Possibly, if I do go out Monday afternoon hunting, anything I pick up, I will be filming a video that night or Tuesday morning at the earliest, and that will be uploaded. So for now, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I've been Steve. This has been Steve's Media. Sayonara.